We all have a top 10, but we want to talk about the GOAT of every gaming genre.
I'm Scott.
I'm Jen.
Retro Rivals. We're going to talk about the GOAT.
The GOAT!
The greatest of all time. You have 3 different categories here. One is Metacritic, one is for me, one is for you.
Yes.
I personally put for the GOAT in each genre was my personal
Yes.
GOAT. This is my favorite of that genre.
I went the same direction. Yeah. I can't pick a GOAT based on a Metacritic score, but we wanted to throw that in there so it's kind of a baseline. However, Metacritic gave me a timeline of like 1957 to 2025. I was like, okay, there's going to be NES games in there. No, there's not. There's Nintendo 64 games, DS games in there, and that's about as early as it goes. Nintendo 64. So my biggest problem with this, and you'll see it in a couple categories, is that genre really had its heyday in the NES or SNES era, and nothing has come along that has been as good or as impactful as that time, according to Metacritic. So that was the problem. And we'll talk about that as we go on. We had to put them based on their category. Scott had some problems with this. So
I did. I didn't really agree with some of the games that
were classified the way they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be very subjective. It's going to be our personal opinions. You
drop in the comments.
Yes. Fill in the blanks. Let us know what yours are. And let us know if we're wrong about Metacritic. I spent some hours on this, really trying to comb through things. So it was challenging for some that just weren't as in your face as others, was the problem.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time trying to find the answer, but it was just like sifting through a haystack.
It was. Yeah. So we went with 12 different genres.
12 different genres.
Yes.
So do you want me to start off? The first genre.
Dennis is going to love this one.
Is the beat 'em up.
Yes.
That would be the one I fell in love with the first.
Yes.
The very first there. Yakuza 0 is Metacritic's top beat 'em up with a score of 85.
Yeah, this is the problem.
I have no opinion one way or another because I've never played a Yakuza yet.
Yeah.
So
we plan on it. Yours, yes. This is the problem. Because when I said certain genres had their heyday back in the SNES, NES era, this was beat 'em up. I think we can all agree beat 'em up was at its best back on the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
16-bit,
16-bit, 8-bit, yes.
I have a tie. I could not pick one or the other, but it's a 16-bit and it's an 8-bit game. Streets of Rage 2, I loved that when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then before that was on the NES with Double Dragon 2. Love that game. Both those games I've sunk tons of hours into, just played over and over and over. You looked at me and said, well, he can't choose. Well, which one did you play more? And I'm like...
yeah, both.
I don't know. I probably sunk thousands of hours into both of them when I was younger, because when you were younger, you got a game, and then you played that all year.
Yeah, that was your game for the year.
Now, I want to know what your GOAT for game beat 'em up is, because I love the beat 'em up genre.
Yes.
Now I did say though, I think people are going to put in like Shredder's Revenge and some of those modern ones.
Yes.
I thought that's what you were going to come up with the Metacritic was going to be Shredder's Revenge or Streets of Rage 4.
I don't think it was as high. I think they were up there in the 80s, but mine personally was River City Girls 2.
Another fantastic.
I had a
blast. Beat 'em up. Fantastic. It would be right up there. It's close, but I just... River City Girls 2, co-op. I'll play that.
That's why.
All 3 of those games are all co-op. Streets of Rage 2, Double Dragon 2, and River City Girls 2 are all fantastic. Beat 'em up, couch co-op. You can play upwards of 4, I think, on River City Girls 2.
You can play 4. I think the first one was only 2-player.
Yes.
But we had a blast with it, 3-player. Really think maybe even River City Ransom might have been in the Metacritic reviews. Oh,
I bet you there's a lot of people that are going to put River City Ransom in there as the greatest.
Yes, but I I had no information for that, is why I couldn't put it on there. And I even looked for other sites that had like older games that would kind of compare with Metacritic, and I was like, but then I'd have to take out the ones I do have answers for. And I was like, I'll stick with Metacritic and tell them why it sucked.
Sure.
As far as trying to figure this list out.
Long story short, it's difficult.
It's difficult. So the next category we have is hack and slash.
You can read that. Look at you.
I can.
And I rattled off, the first game I thought of when I rattled off is what Metacritic said.
Yeah. Which was?
Devil May Cry.
And at a score of?
96.
96.
Yep.
I think that makes sense. I played Devil May Cry.
Blew me away the first time I played it.
Yeah.
Blew me away. It's not the one I picked, though.
It's not. And there might be some on here that we did pick that Metacritic picked. I can't remember.
Jen put me on the spot. If I sat here and thought hard enough, I probably might have a different answer for every one of these, except for maybe beat 'em up.
Yes, beat 'em up.
But yeah,
I
when
think
you put me on the spot, I'm like, well, what's going to pop into my head first? But the one that I picked was God of War number 3.
Yes.
I love that.
And that was on my short list too.
Yeah.
I loved God of War 3. But when I had to really think about it, I think I had more fun with Darksiders.
I can see that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Although God of War 3 is amazing, I could change my answer any other day of the week. Like, Darksiders was amazing too.
God of War 3 was the epic boss.
Yeah.
Battles. They were so cool.
They were amazing. But so were the Darksider ones.
Yeah, I see the Darksiders is not nearly as fresh in my memory because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
How old's that game?
It's on the 360.
Yes, because you want to know why or how I played it the first time? I had a modded 360 and I had a backup of it. And that's how I played it way back then, way before I even had a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I've just played it within the last year or two. All right, next category I think is a personal faves of Scott. I mean, those top 3 categories, like when we started naming them off, they came at us organically when I was thinking about them, right?
Yeah.
The last few were like, well, maybe we should add in this, and people would want to know what we think. RPG.
Obviously, I have a couple there.
You have a couple?
But Metacritic put one game at the top, and I can understand why, although I have not played it.
We haven't played it.
Because the length of the game scares me.
Alex has played it like
3 times. 3 times in a row, I think he played it.
I think so.
So it's Baldur's Gate 3, and it comes in at a 96 score from Metacritic.
Yeah.
Everybody that's played it says it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'll lose my life in that game, sink 200, 300 hours into it.
I can see that.
And I don't want to do that. I have too many games.
And RPGs was so hard because Scott was like, okay, so turn-based, tactic, and action. And I was like, no, I can't, because we'd be here for like 5 hours.
Subgenres of genres.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to be surprised with either one of these.
No.
I have a tie as Skies of Arcadia and Parasite Eve. 2 completely different style games. I love both of them for different reasons and same reasons all at the same time. Is like Parasite Eve really was the first game that, I hear this all the time, that got me back into gaming.
Yeah.
Because I went from that beat 'em up era, sports games, a lot of that stuff from the 16-bit era. Then I took a few years off, and then we got together, we moved to Moncton, and then you bought me a PS2, a PS1, then a PS2, literally months later for Christmas. And I found Parasite Eve for like $10 in the clearance bin at Walmart, and it just blew my mind. I just couldn't believe it, because I'd never played anything like that before. And then, not that many years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah. Skies
of Arcadia. I've never really played an RPG, and I didn't really consider Parasite Eve an RPG at the time. It's like more of a horror game, but it's a horror cinematic RPG.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Subgenres there. But the first turn-based RPG I played was Skies of Arcadia.
And you proved yourself wrong. Because he said...
And I kept saying before that, I can't find one that I can get into. I tried them, and they just weren't interesting me.
Yeah.
In that one there, I was so hooked. So hooked I had to get Jen to play it.
And then Jen made her list, and I had to. It was too hard for me to pick. So I also have Skies of Arcadia. And I have Lunar. And both games...
And Lunar would be there up there too, but I can't have a whole...
You can't have a whole arms
She only
length.
gave me a little spot in the sheet there, but this big, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunar is a new play for me. I haven't really talked about it on this channel because we did this thing where you and Dennis picked a game for me each, and then I had somebody on YouTube pick a game for me, so I had 3 games to play. That was one of them. And I can't tell you how cool it was to sit in the retro room with the great big lunar painting I had made for you that really had no significance to me at the time because I had never played it.
Yeah.
Then now playing it with it sitting right there beside it, and I was like,
And that's why I picked that game for you.
yeah, it's so cool.
Because I was like, I had a couple in mind, and then that was the thing that ultimately made my decision, is that I think you would lean towards enjoying it because because you have somewhat of a connection already.
Yes, and I don't love a heavy fantasy RPG. That is a fantasy RPG, most of them are, but the stories, like in both of these, the story's not so convoluted that you lose me. That's what I love about Skies of Arcadia and Lunar. I can kind of inject myself into that world, like I can see where they're coming from, I understand where they're going with the game, and I play RPGs differently now where I'm not skipping content. I want to see it, and that's
all the dialogue.
Yes, it's important to see the story, and I can value that now in RPGs.
You know what we need to do?
You have to.
We need to get Dennis to play Skies of Arcadia.
I know.
But then he probably won't like it.
I feel like he won't like it.
He didn't like Symphony of the Night. We're like, oh, you gotta play Symphony of the Night. You gotta play Symphony of the Night. It's the best Castlevania game ever. And he's like, I really don't like it that much. Next genre.
Shooter.
You can actually read. I'm surprised.
I did.
You don't even need glasses. What are you talking about?
Sure.
Metacritic has Perfect Dark coming in at a pretty big score of 97.
I know. I was surprised too. I've never played Perfect Dark. We have it.
I haven't played it either. I don't have Perfect... I think that's the Perfect Dark that's on the N64, is it not? We have Perfect Dark on the 360 as like a sequel.
Oh,
so we don't have Perfect Dark. I've never played it, so I don't have an opinion one way or another, but obviously a lot of people like it. The score is 97.
Yes.
But the one that I picked, and it was difficult because shooters are like... Me and Alex bang those things out.
Oh my god, yeah.
A bunch of them, like Sniper Elites were really cool.
Yeah.
Gears of War were really cool. And all that. Like, so I ended up going with one that was more recent, and I went with Gears of War number 5.
Yeah.
Because me and him, when we were done that, we were like, oh my god, I can't wait for 6.
Yeah.
Can't wait for 6. When 6 comes out, we're playing it day 1.
Yeah. I'll buy it for you day 1. I keep my eyes peeled for information on Gears of War 6 because I know how much you guys loved the franchise. I mean, we branded our bar Gears of War based on your...
I enjoyed all the Gears of War. I played them all in co-op.
Yes.
With a friend. I enjoyed Army 2. I enjoyed Sniper Elites.
Yeah.
And I could just go on because me and Alex has played a bunch of those games.
That's pretty much his wheelhouse. He loves shooters.
Yep.
And, I mean, you want to experience that with him. Like, that's part of the reason we built this collection. So, yeah. My shooter I had to pick was Half-Life 2. I had just the most amazing time with Half-Life 2, and I can tie it back to Teddy. So Teddy was really little when I played this, and I played it on the Orange Box on 360, and I had just finished up the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and he made it so difficult to play that because I was playing it in the basement.
He's still a puppy.
He was still a little baby, so he couldn't get up the stairs. I needed to be close to a door where he could tell me he needed to go to the bathroom. So I played it upstairs where we were closer to that, and he would snuggle up beside me, and I just loved Half-Life 2. It was such an amazing game. Like, people raved about it. I never really got why until I played it, and I was like, oh, okay, this game is special. It just kept building throughout the game. Like, it got better and better and better and better.
There were points where you were having a hard time with the frame rate, were you not?
It was
like
the
you were
nausea.
getting a little bit of nausea
when I was on the boat. When I was it was just
the frame rate, everything's playing against you.
Yeah, it was tough, but I powered through because the game was so good, and there was like little horror aspects in it too that I enjoyed, and like it's very sci-fi with the great big like robots, aliens, whatever at the end. Like it's really cool, and I'm happy I experienced it. It's my favorite shooter. It's the GOAT of my shooters. Yeah.
Next genre, survival horror. I don't know if Jen's ever played any.
Maybe a couple.
Metacritic has RE4, Resident Evil number 4, at a 96 score.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, I think I would because I put it as my number 1.
Yep. You've played it every which way possible. You've played the old version. You've played the remake. You've played the Oculus. That is probably, I would almost say that's your favorite game of all time.
I think it's my favorite game of all time. Yeah. I have no idea why. It really resonated with me. It gave me everything I wanted. Like, if you put some kind of zombie in there, like, I know they're not exactly zombies, but if you put that in a game, I'm probably going to enjoy it. I love Resident Evil as a franchise. I've played quite a few of them. And Resident Evil 4, I enjoy playing as Leon. I wish there was more campaigns where you get to play as Leon. Like, I play his campaigns all the time. He just seemed like he was enough of a badass that he could pull it off. What are your...
I have 2. And the only reason I have 2 is because I argue with the fact that...
Scott's going to get up on a soapbox.
Alright, first of all, RE7... I don't play a lot of survival horror. So, RE7, I have played that either myself... with somebody handing the controller back and forth.
You watched me play it all the way through?
I've seen this game played through at me probably like 4 times now.
And you want horror that is...
And it scared the holy bejesus. I played that in the VR. Like, it's fantastic.
But you want... if it's going to be survival horror, you want it to be scary.
It's got to be scary.
And I absolutely understand
that.
Now,
this is where I get on my soapbox. Because this game would be ranked the greatest of all time. But I don't believe it's necessarily a survival horror game.
Yes.
And it's The Last of Us.
Yes, and it would be very high on
I know there are people say it's too scary to play. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. It was more of a shooter to me than was survival horror.
I get that.
Has some tension, some creepiness to it, but I was never jump scared or scared at any point.
Yeah.
It has an awesome story. So if that is solidly a survival horror game, then The Last of Us would be the greatest of all time for me.
Yeah.
But
for the scare factor, it's
where I argue, yeah.
Yeah, because you really want to put that as your shooter.
Yeah, but I don't play that many survival horror games.
Yeah.
It's really not my genre. I've played a handful or so. There's some I enjoy. I usually like to grab something like that around Halloween.
Yeah, you want something with a story, though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's not many of those.
No, probably not.
It's just like... There's bad guys, go kill them.
I don't get the jump scares like you and Dennis.
I don't get the jump scares anymore.
No, see, you're like me.
I played Outlast and I jumped once, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm broken."
So now survival horror. Let's go into the next genre.
Yes.
Metroidvania.
This is quickly becoming one of my favorite genres. I don't know why I love Metroidvania so much, but I
enjoy them. They're fun. They're hit and miss with me though, but. You tend to enjoy pretty much all of them.
I do, and to me that speaks volumes. That means I'm probably a fan. I'll play a little bit of any of them, and yeah.
Metacritic score puts Metroid Prime in at 97.
Yeah.
I have not played Metroid Prime.
I have not played Metroid Prime either.
You might have to.
I know. I you know what? It's only been the last couple of years where I've really gotten into Metroidvanias, and I'm working on 20. I'm getting up around that 20, and when I do get 20 done, I want to do a ranking of my 20 Metroidvanias I've played. So and
we
rank
don't even
them.
have Metroid Prime, so you're gonna have to collect that.
I know.
All right, my GOAT of all time, without a doubt, I think a lot of people are going to agree with me.
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night. Dennis, you're wrong.
Yes.
Symphony of the Night is fantastic. Love it.
Yes, and mine, and I think both of these are interchangeable for us.
Yes, because me and you, I still think mine beats yours out by a hair.
Well,
by a hair for me.
I feel like I may have put Symphony of the Night if you hadn't have, but this one is right up there for me too.
You just want to have a different game to talk about?
But you love it too, Super
Metroid.
Right?
Super Metroid is pretty impressive Super Nintendo game.
Yes. Yeah. If I hadn't have played Super Metroid, I wouldn't have been as enticed to play Metroid Dread, which was also amazing. Yeah. I friggin' loved it. And then that was... After I played Super Metroid, it kind of opened my eyes, because I still kind of view Symphony of the Night, I don't view it as a horror game, but it had horror elements. Where Super Metroid really took the horror element out of it for me and just focused on the Metroidvania part of it. I know it's a Metroidvania is a combination of Metroid and Castlevania, but it inspired me to play more Metroidvanias, so that's why it would be my GOAT. I started playing everything I could get my hands on based on playing Super Metroid.
Next one, action adventure.
Yes.
Metacritic has a whopping score for this one.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, so I have no opinion. But I'm like looking at it, I'm like, man, maybe I need to play it. So it's Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
99 for a score on Metacritic.
I know.
99.
I know.
I know a lot of people say it's fantastic,
Yeah.
but I was like, holy smokes! From gameplay I've seen, I'm like, I've only been lukewarm about trying it.
I've been in the same boat.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not huge Zelda fans.
No, like Link to the Past, I love that game.
Link to the Past was amazing.
Really good.
But we both tried to play Breath of the Wild, and we were like...
Bored. I got bored.
I got bored.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we didn't even buy the new one.
No, it looks like more of the same, so I didn't care.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, maybe it's something we're missing. Maybe I could eventually get into more Zelda games. It's not that I'm closed off to it. It's just Link to the Past was amazing, and I tried maybe the wrong game for me after that for Zelda.
I mean, probably me too.
Yeah.
So this is the only category I think we agreed on the same game.
Yeah, remember how we had to have a different one last time, and then we agreed on the same one this time?
So we both agreed on Spider-Man on the PS4.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, blew me away. I picked it for you last year to play.
Yes.
I was hooked the whole time. I had to try to do everything. Well, I didn't 100% like everything, get my platinum trophy. I don't care about that. Yeah. I did everything. I even chased pigeons around the damn city.
I cleared the map too. I completely cleared the map. I couldn't stop myself.
Mm-hmm.
There was points in the game where I was just like, I know if you would have came down here and looked at my face, I was like...
Did you fast travel any?
Very little.
I might have twice just to try it. And I was like, well, that sucks. I'd rather swing around the city.
Towards the end, I was just like, I'll fast travel. But really, it was just kind of cool to see what would happen in between.
Much rather swing I'm Spider-Man!
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
You're supposed to swing around the city.
We still don't have number 2. I need to get that one.
We've been trying to pick it up just... like thrift store or whatever, second-hand at the pawn shop. You just don't see them. Nope. I could have picked any number of games. Kena Bridge of Spirits was pretty high on the list. It doesn't compare to Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. It's so good. I don't know. I can't think of one single other action-adventure game that would top that. That's why it had to be the
God of War 2018. It wouldn't top it, but I think that would be in that area.
It would be in that area.
And it's kind of also hack and slash, but
it's still Spider-Man now.
Oh.
Yeah. It's still Spider-Man, hands down.
Yeah. Next one is platformers.
Yes.
There's only one true platformer of all time.
Yeah.
You're wrong. I'm right. So is Metacritic. Metacritic has Super Mario Galaxy at a score of 97%.
I know.
There's one GOAT of all time. That is Super Mario 3. That game is fantastic. I'm not a big Mario guy. I've tried a bunch there, but that one there I actually bought when I was a kid. With my own money, shoveling driveways and stuff like that. And it was mind-blowing back then. It still holds up today.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah. But you did.
But I picked what I picked based on a time frame in my life. And I have replayed this game a few times, and it just captured something at the time. Like, I've had games throughout my life that completely hooked me for no good reason. And I think there's good reason for this one. It's Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest.
There's a lot of people that would agree with
that game. I love that game. I've played all of them. I've played Tropical Freeze. It's so good. I love it. The only one I haven't played is the one on the 64. And it continues to be the one that I'm like, though, I don't know. I really,
play it.
Yes, I know I have to play it. But, and we haven't played Super Mario Galaxy.
I have not.
No, I think we have it on that collection.
No, I have it on the Wii, I think.
Do you? Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's never been something I'm like, I gotta play that this year. Like, it's never been towards the top of that list.
You guys
Maybe
know
we're
me,
missing
I'm
something.
not huge on the Nintendo mascots there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a handful that I really enjoy, some of them there, but I'm not running out and getting every Mario game day one.
Like, if I'm gonna put, besides Mario 3 on, like, a platformer list, I'll probably put Yoshi's Crafted World on there for, like, something newer. But, yeah.
I just don't play a lot of platformers.
Or Luigi's
and that's probably
Mansion.
why
Luigi's
my
Mansion
goat
would
of
be a
all time
platformer.
comes from, like, what, 1993 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know what year it comes
Yeah, I
in, I'm
don't know
guessing
either.
right now. But, so let's just go on to the next one then.
Yeah?
And the next one is sports.
Yes.
Do you even play sports games?
I do, but they're very specific sports games.
Yeah. Okay, so Metacritic has NFL 2K1 at a score of 97. I'm not a football guy. So
We're Canadian.
I have absolutely no opinion. I've never played it.
We're East Coast Canadians.
I'll never play it. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, I bet you Scott's going to put a hockey game on there. I'm like, almost. But
Yeah.
a lot of people would say 94. NHL 94. I bet you a lot of people would say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to argue the fact that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out would have been a sports game.
It's a sports game. It's a fighting game. Like, how do you categorize that?
It's boxing. Come on.
It is boxing.
So anyway, I went with Super Mega Baseball just because me and Dennis continually play seasons. We make
oh my
teams.
god. They have the best time ever.
It's great.
Like
and now saying that, Dennis plays a ton of it on his own. I only play it when we're here co-op.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for me and Dennis playing it there, I don't know. I probably wouldn't play it like that.
Yeah.
I have a hockey game upstairs at
that you
2024
play
that I play sporadically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I struggled with a bit at first. I was like, dummy, it's Hot Shots Golf. Like, I love Hot Shots Golf.
4?
4?
Is it 4?
I think it's 4.
Is it the Dennis Sucks version?
Yeah, that's the Dennis Sucks version.
Oh yeah, it's still right there.
Shout out to Moncton. But I could have put going way back.
Tiger Woods.
I could have put Tiger Woods
Golf.
on Tiger Woods Golf. I think it was on the 360. I also could have put Pebble Beach Golf Links. I played a ton of that when I was a kid. I loved it.
I played a lot of Bases Loaded 2 on
Yeah.
the NES.
Yeah.
And it was me and my uncles would play, and then I would play full seasons and stuff like that. It was like I said, when you were a kid back then, you had that. That's what you had. So you played that every day. So you play how many damn games a day of baseball? Like, I don't know how many. Was it like 182 games season there?
I'll
Like,
take your word
gives you
for
an
it.
idea. Like, I can't remember if the game had that many games in their seasons or not, because it was a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
But I would play full seasons. You play playoffs. You try to do the whole thing. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a fun time filler category of games. Yeah, like sports games.
I have an hour. Pop in hockey.
Unless there's like a career mode or something in there, like golf. I don't.
There's a career mode.
Yeah, I just never played them. For me, they've always just been pop it in, play for a little bit, put it away, and that's kind of how I view a sports game. All right, next category.
Run and gun. Run and gun.
Yeah.
So Metacritic has Cuphead at 86. 86 not that impressive. I understand why.
Sure.
You know what? I would have loved Cuphead a lot more if my wife didn't make me hate it.
I was so I was
good
so
argument.
well. I'm just gonna come right out and say Cuphead was my pick as well,
yeah.
and it was my pick before I found it on Metacritic.
Yep.
Because I was so enamored with that game. It was so incredibly tough, but at the same time, the music was great. The art style was fantastic. There was nothing I didn't like about it. Even the difficulty wasn't an issue because I wanted to play it. When I lose progress, that's when difficult games get me. I'm like, that's not fair. I don't have a lot of time. I'm an adult. But because I didn't lose progress in Cuphead, I was just like, fine, I'll just plow through it.
Yeah.
I'll beat my head up against the wall till I complete this level, and it's so much fun.
Okay, this is where I got on my soapbox again. I'm like, what about Contra? Why isn't Contra in there? Why?
I know.
You can't tell me like Metal Slug is not. You can't tell me there was no Contra in there. What are you talking about? Now, the game that I pick was inspired by those kind of games, and it has a very much a Metal Slug kind of feel to it.
I had a friggin' ton of fun with this game. It was my co-op game of the year we played it.
Because I would play this again.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. And it is Mercenary Kings.
Oh, so good.
I really enjoyed that one. And I think I enjoyed it as much as I did because it was the three of us
again. When you think of Mercenary Kings, what's the first thing you think of?
The robot.
Here.
Dennis picked the robot.
And he was French, I think. Just the way he sounded French.
But yeah, I was not happy with some of these, genres and... there's certain games that are missing from categories.
And it's because they don't have any data for that era of gaming.
You can't tell me there's not a Contra on there.
I know. I just don't know if people have gone on and reviewed those games or if there's no way to do it with Metacritic. I don't know what the discrepancy is, but everything in the 8 and 16-bit era is missing. It doesn't happen. I don't understand why.
Next category is going to be short and sweet because both of us really don't have a lot of experience with this genre, and it is the Shmups.
Yeah.
We've played some.
We have played some.
I've played some here and there, but I really don't have a lot of experience with it. So when people ask me what's my favorite shmup, I always say the same game. It's Ikaruga.
Yeah, which is just funny because that's also what Metacritic said.
At 88.
And you picked that before I looked it up on Metacritic.
Because it's on our Pandora's box, our little arcade stick there, and I always pop that on there.
And we have Ikaruga.
And I have it on the GameCube. You can see it behind me here. I think.
Yeah, I do think it's up there.
Right up there.
Yeah.
Yep. I've never beat it. I am just not that good at stuff.
And I know Sleepless Sheep. I watch her on YouTube. She sent me the Alice game. She loves Ikaruga too.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
She was talking about it in a video just recently, and I'm like, maybe I gotta play Ikaruga.
I don't think I could ever have the ability to beat the game.
Oh, I think that's why I don't like shmups. Inherently, because they're so difficult.
Maybe it's just a matter of putting time in.
Or it's just the stuff coming at you. I don't know if I have the ability to see it all. I don't know. Maybe I just got to give it a chance. To the point of I didn't have one.
Jen didn't have one. Yeah.
I couldn't pick one based on the one shmup I've played in the last 6 years. Yeah. That seemed ridiculous. That seemed like just a cop-out.
And realistically, I shouldn't even have any ability to pick a game myself because I haven't played that many.
Yeah, I get that.
I've tinkered around. What was it? Thunder Force on the Genesis. Yeah, I played some of that.
But at least you've played some of them.
I've tried them here and there, and I have fun with them there, but I'm really not good at it. I don't know. There's games I've beat on the Nintendo and stuff that are difficult that not many people beat. I don't know if Ikaruga would be a game that I could actually put time into and beat.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Let's move on.
All right.
Last genre.
Last genre.
It is fighter. So the 1v1.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
So you're getting into your Street Fighters, your Mortal Kombats, your Soul Calibers, those kind of games.
Yes.
And Metacritic has Soul Calibur at a 98. I'm assuming that's the original Soul Calibur, and I'm assuming that's not an arcade, is it? Is it the arcade?
I assume not. I don't think they really had any statistics for arcade, because you would have been talking 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And they didn't seem to have statistics for most of that stuff.
Okay. Because I went with the arcade.
Yes.
Because when I think of the 1v1, what really got me into it was Street Fighter in the arcade.
Yeah.
I played Street Fighter a lot.
Yeah.
There's a little arcade up in my hometown. We went to a pool hall and just dumped money into
dump quarters in.
Yeah.
Remember arcades? Yeah. Remember them in your local malls. They just don't exist, really.
They don't exist,
it's kind of a niche novelty thing.
You're usually in a bowling alley now.
Yeah, you'll have a few arcades in a bowling alley. I picked Street Fighter 2. And I played a lot of it when I was younger. Now, we didn't have it.
You played it on the Super Nintendo, did you?
Yes. We didn't have it at home. Although my mom wasn't against buying us any game we wanted. But my cousin had it. So we would always go down to her house and play the game. So we didn't ever ask for it because we could get that experience all the time, anytime we wanted to. So we played a ton, and I always picked Chun-Li. Always. And my brother would get so mad. Yeah. My brother would get so mad every time I beat him with it because he's very, when we were growing up, he was better at gaming than me, but he played more games. So when I would beat him consistently with that one character in the game.
She'll talk about it 30 years later.
I will. And retire a champion, and I haven't played it in a long time. But Yeah, I had to pick Street Fighter 2. Mind you, I don't play a lot of 1v1, but I had put enough time into that, and I can tell you it's a fantastic game, and I think most people would agree it's a fantastic game.
I have played a lot of 1v1 games. I have a lot in the collection. I don't play them as much anymore because I tend to lean towards like RPGs and Metroidvanias and stuff like that. But I played one this year, and I have some in my stack there that I'm gonna pick away at.
Yeah, and then you never know, you might have a new favorite, you might have a new goat for this genre.
I just that was a special time back then.
And that's
It's a
part of it,
teenager
right?
going to a pool hall and playing Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 12 genres and goats for you. For me, I think your list is great. You hate Cuphead. You say you didn't like my list that much. Metacritic, we agree with some.
I'm looking at Metacritic. There's not a whole lot that I've actually played on Metacritic that scores it high. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I could knock some of these games off.
Yeah, maybe we gotta try a few of them. Let us know what your goat for each genre is, or feel very free to do a response video. We love those.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something we've never heard of that would be your goat.
It could be stuff that I just forgot about.
Yes.
And like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that
That should have
game.
been our goat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know. And as always, until next time, game on.